The planet known as Earth contains 7 billion people in a society. Out of these people, 600 million own a popular sandbox game known as Minecraft. Of this group, millions of people play multiplayer. But out of the thousands of Minecraft multiplayer servers available, ranging from parkour, PvP, and social servers, only 2,200 servers are quote-unquote blacklisted. On May of 2021, when I was searching for a method to track down the oldest Minecraft account, I stumbled upon a command that showed you a list of all blacklisted servers. I was intrigued by this, so I took a small break to check out the server blacklist. But the server blacklist was not as simple as it sounds. It was a massive list of random characters, about 2,200 lines long, with each line representing a name of a blacklisted server, except it was encrypted. And only a few of them have had their real names found. But why are they encrypted, you may ask? What happened here? That would only be the start of the blacklisted server rabbit hole. It was time to take a closer look at these blacklisted servers. Why are they blacklisted? What does it mean to be blacklisted? And why are there 2,200 of them? But as I dug deeper, this list of questions would only grow. Today, we will be diving into Minecraft's 2,200 blacklisted servers. And it all begins in 2014. As you may have known, Mojang has not had the best history with its license agreement. In 2014, back when multiplayer was new, right after Hypixel opened their server, Mojang decided to enforce some rules after receiving quite a lot of angry emails from kids' parents. Kids had spent their parents' entire bank account to buy Cosmic Godly Ultimate loot crates, so Mojang said, anything remotely pay to win is no longer allowed. As a result of this, servers had to stop selling unfair advantages or something vaguely bad sometime later might happen. Hypixel immediately followed, and as a result they lost 85% of their revenue. Some frustrated Hypixel developers said, "I'm done," and quit to make their own Minecraft-based game, called Hytale. While this was happening, the community was thrown into chaos and drama and conspiracy theories, and Notch decided he had enough, so he quit Mojang, selling the company to Microsoft for 450 million chicken nuggets worth of money. But Microsoft, for reasons we do not know, neglected the license agreement and didn't enforce it. Pay-to-win servers began multiplying again and spreading all over the place, leading to many players becoming frustrated and eventually rebelling. The license agreement is one of the biggest reasons the Minecraft community is where it is today, being the reason why Hytale exists, part of why Notch left, and why this guy exists. But it doesn't stop there. After this failure, the Mojang staff tried again 2 years later, on 2016. From March to May of 2016, owners of the largest Minecraft servers began receiving emails about license agreement enforcement. Mojang had hired a team of enforcers, and they were reaching out to servers who still disobeyed the rules, which was basically nearly every server at this point. So the enforcers listed all the violations of the law, some fixes, and gave them 7 days to fix it, or else something vaguely bad would happen sometime around then, I think. But better safe than sorry. Some of the big server owners attempted to make their server license agreement friendly, and they lost 90% of their server revenue on average. Combine this with the fact that most large servers need thousands of dollars every month to host stuff, and you have most license agreement compliant servers going out of business. One such server was MCPVP, which went from one of the largest servers to going bankrupt and shutting down after following the license agreement. Following this pattern, it was predicted that the majority of Minecraft multiplayer would go bankrupt and cease to exist if they followed the strict rules. Speaking of rules, if you take out the rules and replace it with the word subscribe, you get the word subscribe. This is not a coincidence. Subscribe now so we can hit 50,000 subs. Anyways, back to the original topic. Threatened with becoming non-existent, the other big server owners decided to fight back. On the Spigot forums, the majority of the large server owners banded together and had a final last stand. telling the community to reach out to Microsoft to turn this around. The server owners knew that multiplayer was doomed. But the vaguely bad punishment happened anyways. In the files of the 1.9.3 update, it was found that there was code preventing players from joining certain blacklisted servers. The Mojang staff had already begun blacklisting servers they thought were against the license agreement, and they did this silently with no public announcement. Starting off, there were 31 blacklisted servers, many of them being decrypted and revealed to be major multiplayer servers. Whenever you logged onto a server on 1.9.3, it would check if that server was blacklisted. If it was, it would show a fake disconnection screen. It would say that the network was unreachable. It would trick the player into thinking that the server was simply temporarily offline, with no sign of being blacklisted. It was clear that Mojang was trying to keep all this a secret with the encrypted blacklist and fake disconnect screen. All of this secrecy and vagueness led to drama. So much, that Keemstar decided to make a drama alert on this whole fuss. And this is where the 2,200 blacklisted Minecraft servers come into play. After all this drama, Mojang decided to remove the blacklist feature, and would stop blocking players from joining blacklisted servers anymore, for the next few years. But for some reason, the server blacklist would remain in existence. Even stranger, the blacklist would grow from 31 servers to 2,200 manually reviewed servers despite the blacklist being useless. This is like building 100 floors on top of a shop that has already been shut down. The blacklist feature would eventually be changed and reinstated later, but anyways, Minecraft multiplayer had been spared. For the next few years, players could continue playing their favorite servers, and for a lot of you guys, who were probably still in elementary school or middle school while all this happened, had no idea that any of this went down. And the pay-to-win servers, which had been the target of the license agreement this whole time, got away a second time, and they multiplied in numbers again after Mojang mysteriously backed down. Many players in this time grew up playing on pay-to-win servers. And some of them were not very pleased by seeing their favorite servers turning pay-to-win. And one of these people was the Horizon. But that's a story that has already been covered. For the next coming years, the Mojang staff and server owners would continue battling. A Twitter account was coded to keep track of all the server blacklist activity. And this Twitter account would go crazy. The list would grow from a few servers to over 100 servers, and eventually over 1,000 servers. And then the Twitter account exploded. Throughout the years of blacklisting, it was apparent that blacklists happened in waves. But there was another thing going on. Mojang enforcers were also unblocking servers that they thought were now following the license agreement. One of the biggest waves of activity came around May 23, 2019, with hundreds of unknown servers being mysteriously blocked and unblocked. It was massive. Thousands of mysterious, encrypted server names being dumped on a Twitter account, in a single day. As for the server owners who discovered that their server was blacklisted, which was easy to find out using this website, instead of complying with the license agreement to get unblocked, they came up with a method to bypass the block so they could continue doing their business. They were simply going to trick the system into thinking that their server had a different address than the blocked address. Mission accomplished. But then Mojang unaccomplished their mission by blocking every new address used by the blacklisted servers. Even though this was during the time that people could still join blocked servers, some owners got frustrated with having to change their server records every few days just to bypass the blacklist, and they decided to create some interesting fake server addresses for the Mojang enforcers to deal with. Some of these names include: Mojang broke into my home security Mac. Mojang sent a monkey into space. Mojang endorses browsers. The license agreement. And there are several server names making fun of Brandon, one of the main employees enforcing the license agreement. These names include: Brandon is an unusual person. Brandon loves which shows up 4 times. Trolling Brandon. Brandon watches The list goes on. Unsurprisingly, the Mojang enforcers were not pleased with this, and these addresses have been blacklisted. After the gigantic May 23rd wave, there would never be as much activity again. The blacklisting became less common, with a single blacklist every few days, and sometimes even weeks between them. From here, things get even more obscure, with most blacklisting and unblacklisting waves happening out of nowhere. It is also unknown what the logic behind these actions were. They may forever remain in mystery. And then the Twitter account went silent. Between December of 2019 and February of 2020. Until something even weirder happened. On February, the enforcers were focusing on a small German server named Veruxcraft. In the span of 2 weeks, the server was repeatedly blocked and unblocked over and over again. Then the enforcers calmed down for a few months. It was around this time that the license agreement was being reconsidered, with Mojang staff opening up to discussion and talking to server owners about the license agreement, with Hypixel being a big part of this discussion due to Hypixel Skyblock being affected. And change was made. Servers were being redeemed. Things were looking good. Then things went silent again, for the longest time. The Twitter account went dead for 5 months. And things turned around yet again, in 2021. Around this time, the Horizon is waging war on pay-to-win servers, and Mojang is back with a vengeance. In a 1.17 snapshot, the blacklisted server block is new and improved. No more fooling the blacklist. No more branded servers. Changing SRVs could no longer save the servers from the blacklist, and they were now forced to comply with Mojang or be cut off from multiplayer, with no other option. This was announced in the patch notes, but Mojang later decided to keep this a secret, and they removed any mention of the blacklist bypass bug fix. At around the same time, an attempt was made to take down the blocked Minecraft server's Twitter, which apparently failed. And this was followed by tens of new blacklists. Among them were servers targeted by the Horizon, including MC Complex. The blacklisting of MC Complex was celebrated by a few, but this celebration would last short, as soon after, MC Complex had been unblacklisted along with some other servers which people still saw as against the license agreement, and the Horizon was not very pleased by this. To this day, servers continue to be unblocked and blocked. Mojang is still unclear about the enforcement of the license agreement, and the server blacklist. And with 2,200 servers blacklisted, some of them being major ones, it is surprising how many people don't know what's going on. And knowing the unpredictability of Mojang when it comes to things like this, it is unsure what will happen next. More recently, from just 1 month ago, Lunar Client now disconnects EULA when a server is blacklisted, which has happened with several servers including Invaded Lands and Velt PvP. And who knows if there are any other unannounced changes. But what we do know, is that all of this is for the purpose of getting rid of pay-to-win in Minecraft. And although it was a good cause, the way they do it is still a work in progress. Along the way, slip-ups have happened, servers have gone bankrupt, and thousands of servers have been secretly blacklisted. And who knows what else has been done in secrecy. But for now, this is the story of the 2,200 blocked Minecraft servers. Thanks for watching. Shout out to the channel members. Also check out other stories of other things that have occurred.